Well, here we are back again with another session at Tech Talk brought to you by AML, AMLcares.com. They are your Rogers authorized dealer in Ontario and the East Coast, of course. And I'm all excited, Adam, because you've been down there to our buddies down at the AML store, and you got something cool that I want really bad.
Yes. Well,
what is this?
This is the Galaxy Note. You know what? It's like a tablet, kind of shrunk, but it's got really cool features in it.
Man, this is unbelievable.
So
this is just like my 10.1.
Yeah. Well,
only
hand size. Yes.
Only 7.1.
It's actually
6.1.
extremely
this is very
really cool. Yeah, it's got the tablet elements all in there. They've got the script writing features. You can be able to actually make notes, draw. Has a pen that you can actually use versus the tablet, which is, you know, again.
Oh, where's the pen?
I was using it over here earlier on, so.
Sorry, just catch.
How many do you need to buy with it? But it is extremely cool. Great for like the real estate market, business market. It's got all the features of again, a tablet that, you know, you didn't have.
I really like. You know what I like? I like the fact that it's so thin.
Very great for the pocket. It's almost like the playbook. Not quite though.
No, not quite. But you know what? And the screen resolution is brilliant.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's just unbelievable.
Very crisp, very clean. Again, you know, with Android, I always find when it comes to organizing, they've got everything packed into one. And you know, as much as when we were analyzing the tablet originally, it's got so many features packed into this machine. That is a good and a bad thing. So if you actually know how to use all the elements to it, it's awesome because it allows you to really structure your day. Get your emails, get your calendar, get your notes, get you tracking your data, which we're going to talk about some cool things about the Android and some of the things going on at Google that really gives the Android an advantage over the competitors, you know, specifically the Apple and as well as the BlackBerry. So anyway, this is available right now. The Galaxy Note is available at AML Communications.
Very good.
Make sure you check it out, talk to your guys there, and they will give you the lowdown on it.
And by the way, this is Adam Oldfield from FPM3, FPM3.com. He's a marketing guru, tech nut, and propeller head to some degree, absolutely. But that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I've got him here.
That's
because if it's got to do with tech, Adam probably knows. In fact, you're going to hear something that you won't believe.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit as well about the Google tablet being available now online because, you know, we talked about the tablet. Where do you get it? And how much is it? Well, Google has announced right now that it is going to be putting it into their online store. That online store, though, with the big impact of this is that it's going to be selling rumored $199 or less.
Wow.
Or less. They've actually announced that they're going to take big margin cuts to be able to make this thing accessible online. They tried it with their phone many years, failed, so this is going to be interesting. And they're looking to brand it with Google, so it would be the Google tablet. So running the actual operating system of Android.
Branded Google.
Branded Google. Google also has partnered with publishers. This is really neat. Right now, it's a big thing. We talked about how you can get your newspapers, you can get your subscription, your magazine subscriptions, and what they're doing now in Google is they're putting through their publishers the ability to give a little snippet of the article, but you always have that read more or you got to subscribe. Well, now what they're doing is surveys. Fill out a survey and we'll give you the rest of the article. And it could be where you live, what you like to eat, where would you like to go. Right now, Google's all about data, and the future is information, and they get it, and they understand that. So you give this information to them, you get the full article. Well, that's great. It's free for the consumer, and that's really the value what Google wants to get. So you enter all your information, but now you've given this data into Google's database. What are we doing with it? Well, coming out soon, ladies and gentlemen, will be your statistics provided by Google. So all that survey information they're going to be collecting is going to be used and sold to marketing agencies like mine to be able to say, geez, I'd like to target this audience. Where are they? What do they like to do? What are their habits? It's now available, and they're looking at selling it at about 50 cents per response, 10 cents to 50 cents per response.
Wow.
So it's a very calculated, very true data. So that's the rumor on that one. And this is pretty cool too. Google always had traffic on their maps. And if you ever use Google Maps, you can always see where things are and see where to go. And it would show you little red lines and little yellow lines. And if you refreshed it, it would change it. Well, now when you do Google Maps and you type it in, it's real-time traffic. What that means is that when you type in from point A to point B, it used to say this will be half an hour, just estimating approximate. Well, now with real traffic data, it actually says it should take you 30 minutes. However, traffic's moving at this speed. Therefore, it's going to take you 65 minutes to get there.
So maybe you'll be on time for Tech Talk.
That's right. I certainly hope so. I've got my Galaxy Note as long with my real traffic data. All packed into one.
Perfect.
Yes.
Just get rid of the Apple computer and we're perfect.
Now, I know you always like to hear about what the future could be. And we've always talked about, okay, this
I'm
is
all about
great.
the future.
The future. This doesn't exist yet, but this is really neat. I always like throwing tidbits of what ifs. The what if that's coming out right now, when you're in Google searching, you actually type in words and it starts to fill it in.
Yeah.
That's called Google Instant. Came out in 2010, very prominent. Then they came out with Google Preview, which kind of gives you a little bit of a sample of what that website would look like.
Yep.
Well, the rumor and the future of Google, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be judging your response and your habits. Knowing instantly what you're typing and coming up with your habits and thoughts. What it's doing is it's
going to be hard for them to figure you out on that one.
I'm all over the map. They'll never know. So what they're doing is they're literally taking your information. Imagine you run into someone, like you and I, we bump into each other at a trade show. If I've got my phone and otherwise, the information will instantly detect another individual's in touch. It will automatically use augmented reality to be able to say, this is Greg DeRocher, face recognition. Otherwise, hey, Greg, how you doing? Great. Boom. It will instantly recognize, then start to source through my social media connections that last time you and I talked, topics you and I had discussed in the past, things that we said.
That'll be very good as we age because the memory starts to fade and I can't remember what I said to you last time. Well, I remember what I said to you. But.
It's everyone else in the world that you tend to forget, right? So the new information is judging your habits. Just using that as an example.
That's very unique.
And they're just literally taking this data through your IP address, through the keystrokes you send. And if you're using Gmail, it's actually tracking conversations as well. So you're getting those habits of what you're seeking or your interests are. And if you're into puppy dogs and you type about and you're searching for like dog food and good discounts, all that information is being compiled, and you may say to yourself, I don't want anyone to know that. Well, we talked about how to hide yourself.
Yeah, I know. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are worried about Big Brother or somebody looking at, I really don't have a big issue about that. Like, if somebody's going to collect my data, I'm assuming, sure, they maybe want to sell me something, but at the end of the day, I think what they're going to end up doing is helping me because they're actually going to be helping me find things easier in the future.
And that's what the intention is.
I know there are bad guys out there and there are bad dudes out there, but you have to give some credit to this. This is trying to make life faster, better, and easier, and more succinct to what your interests are, and I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely, and you know what? And that's why I'm just telling you right now. Google will, in the future, the search engine will more search your habits. So. Let's talk about now business. Where business is going. This was a contest that was held online. People were able to enter. A gentleman named Austin Schindel has received a job through Affinity, through the X Infinity contest, where his job is to go to every Major League Baseball game, NFL, and NBA drafts, as well as the games themselves. And he's just going to tweet and talk about them.
No.
Best job ever. They had a contest. He applied.
Oh my
he
goodness.
won the gig, and he's got a full-time salary with expenses to just
Who's
go.
paying for that?
It's part of the contract he got as Xfinity Sports, which is a summary of all sports.
Oh my gosh, what a job.
So that's pretty interesting. So, he's got a
Unless you're not a sports enthusiast.
That would stink if I won. I'd be like, I'm at some game. It's the fourth quarter in this baseball game. So anyway, the next one is if you want to make money and you have a video. Remember the old TV show of the 90s, America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yeah.
All right, that was the old YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, and you used to win cash prizes, right? Of $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little story out there. If you've got a good video, and why YouTube's the second largest search engine is for a reason, and why YouTube makes money on advertising. There's a video in 2007 uploaded called "Charlie Bit My Finger." It's about two boys sitting on a couch, and the little guy is about a year old, 2 year. He bites the kid's finger. Ow! Okay, that's cute. Really funny. Well, what's funny is since 2007 when he uploaded. He's had over 436 million views,
Oh my goodness.
as well as a $500,000 check from Google for all the advertising clicks.
Oh.
So that's pretty much the next
Google
future.
Ads.
Google Ads. So you put a good video up and it gets exposure. Google has the right to put ads all around it in these little pop-ups. Let me tell you
can
something.
make some money.
He can make some good money. Apparently, Charlie bit my
Wow.
fingers paying a lot of
I'm waiting
cash.
for that check from YouTube or Google with respects to Tech Talk.
We're pumping it up, baby.
We're pumping it up. We're going there. I'm not sure where the check is
That's
yet,
right.
but
So that's what's hot in tech, and I can tell you next time we get together, I'll have a lot more on the hardware and a few more bits on social media for business.
that's it. And thanks to AML, amlcares.com for all things tech. And you can go there and even go into your local store and have a look at this little beauty from Samsung. Absolutely cool. I'm going to probably hope to have that in my pocket very shortly. You too, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
I think
love
this is
it.
cool. Thanks very much, and drop in again for Tech Talk.